Hi, this is Jamey with Stonemeyer Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in Antiquity. This is an older game from a company called Splotter that makes these really interesting games. I think interesting is the best word here, because I don't always find Splotter games to be fun, but they have so many interesting, well-designed mechanisms that I have to admire them, and Antiquity is definitely one of those games. There's a lot of stuff going on in the game. It's basically a Civ game, although it's kind of more like an empire building game with some Civ tech tree elements in it. But it has one really, really cool mechanism that I really enjoyed, and that is you start off the game without any win condition. You don't know what your win condition is. Rather, during the game, you select your win condition from a list that's on your player mat. I think I fit all 5 kind of onto this photo of the game. I'll hold it up here for a second while I talk so you can read them. They're vastly different win conditions. They're very different. There's a couple cool things going on here. So one is the fact that you are choosing your own win condition. I think that's really cool. And when you win the game ends. You have won the game. Actually, we did not encounter a situation where multiple players triggered the end game and won the game. I don't know what happens in that circumstance. But cool that you can actually just choose your win condition. One part of that is when you hear about that, you might think, okay, well, why don't I just wait until really late in the game and then decide what it is based on what I've been doing? And the game answers that too with a cool mechanism, which is, as you can see kind of on here on this sheet, the extra part is when you choose a win condition, you also get a special ability, and they kind of vary in power. Some of these are like a one-time ability. Most of them are ongoing abilities. Actually, there's when building 2 houses, get the lowest numbered house for free. That's very powerful. There's gain an extra fish once for every cathedral built. That's the one that's only a one-time benefit. There's you may rearrange your buildings in your cities. You can store any amount of goods in the cathedral. So this is really cool. This is a reason to actually select your win condition early on in the game, so that you get that special benefit, especially the ongoing benefits. There is a way to undo it. So there's a certain building you can construct where if you construct it, you get to kind of undo the end game condition that you selected and then select another one. So you're not completely locked into a corner there. So those are the first 2 things that are cool about this mechanism: that you choose during the game the win condition. 2, that you get a benefit to incentivize you to choose that win condition early in the game. And last, the third really cool thing about it is that the way that you signal that you are choosing your endgame condition is that you build a cathedral. I have it on a photo here. So you're building these cities. You start out with this one city that you're building with all these different tiles, and the cathedral is this one that's shaped like a cross. Whenever you decide to build that cathedral, that is when you choose your endgame condition. And the reason I really like this is that the game has a physical component that reminds you that this is at the time when you're going to choose your win game condition, or your win condition. So that basically the game isn't like requiring you to remember something else, some like a trigger that you have to remember. Instead, it's built into the building itself. And I really like that about how this win condition selection process is handled. That you don't have to remember some little fiddly rule that you have to remember. Instead, it is built into the tiles that you're constructing. And all those tiles, the abilities for all the tiles are listed on your player mat, on the second page of this player mat. All 3 of those things combine for a really cool mechanism. And honestly, after playing it, and this is an older game, I'm surprised that I haven't seen this in other games because it's so clever, it's so well done. The idea of choosing your win condition during the game and having a reason to do so early on in the game, having a way to get out of it if you decide it's not the right one for you, and to have a physical, tactile component in the game that signals that you have chosen your end game condition. All this adds up to a really cool combination. If you can think of any other games that do this, where you do choose your win condition during the game, I'd love to hear about that in the comments. Or if you have a different favorite mechanism in Antiquity, I'd love to hear about that as well. All right, thanks.